It's prettier, snappier, and cheaper.
It's the most capable, powerful version yet.
This is the best laptop you could buy for the money.
This laptop is a no-brainer.
It might have accidentally killed the MacBook Pro.
Welcome back to Re-Review, where we watch all the reviews so you don't have to. Today we're diving deep into the 2025 M4 MacBook Air. Let's see what the YouTubers have to say.
Most people buy a MacBook Air because it's portable, not because it's powerful. But with the M4, Apple isn't just upgrading. It might have accidentally killed the MacBook Pro for a lot of people.
This is the new MacBook Air. It's prettier, snappier, and cheaper, making the world's most popular laptop even better. And I can't hold back my excitement.
But then after the unboxing, really the design of this is exactly the same as all the last two generations of MacBook Airs of the 13-inch version. So M2 and M3. M4 is exactly the same. We just have now this color now, the sky blue, instead of that space gray.
It's called Sky Blue this time. If I could rename it, I'd rename it Barely Blue, considering when it's up against white backgrounds, okay, it looks a little bit blue, but when it's up against actually blue things, it literally looks silver again. It's like the LaCroix of MacBook paint colors. It's like someone whispered the word blue in the paint shop just before placing each one in its box and shipping it away.
I saw that color in person and did not like it at all. It was a very pale blue and almost silver. That's why we went for Starlight. Starlight looks much better according to me. It has this kind of beige and gold color which looks really classy.
You have this beautiful, super thin design, enough ports for most people with a couple of Thunderbolt 4 ports here on the left side, and then you got MagSafe for charging and a 3.5mm audio jack. That's mostly enough for people out there.
So, a sleek design with mixed opinions on color. How does it perform?
I had some time to run a couple of standard benchmarks on them, Geekbench 6 and Cinebench 2024. You can see from the results that the M4's performance is an improvement on the M3's, if not a huge one, and is in line with the CPU performance of a couple of Snapdragon X Elite Copilot Plus PCs we've tested.
So in practice, this sits between an almost fully loaded M1 Pro MacBook Pro 14-inch and an M1 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch. I also downloaded my Rick and Morty project from GitHub and ran that from a fresh boot. It actually took around 35 seconds to compile and build it to a iPhone 16 Pro Max emulator with no lag, no glitches, and a fairly smooth experience actually. To be honest, more than anything, I just wanted to download Parsec, install it within my laptop, and log into my PC at the studio to play Cyberpunk. Absolutely amazed with the latency and how natural going around my Windows desktop feels. It looks pretty good to be honest, and Cyberpunk looks even better.
Apple Silicon has really ushered in a revolution when it comes to how powerful computers can get, and it's something that you can feel even more on a notebook computer because all these efficiencies mean better battery life.
I could load up a bunch of 4K and 8K footage into a Final Cut Pro timeline, and it would scrub through the timeline with almost no hesitation at quarter res playback resolution, and then I could export the project just a few beats slower than a Mac Mini. That literally doesn't matter to 99% of MacBook Air buyers. But the chip is so powerful, it's capable of it, so it's just good to know that you could.
So in conclusion for the GPU, I would say then obviously if you are going to need a bit more power, then I would get say the MacBook Pro with the M4 inside of it, or spend $100 more to get those extra 2 cores inside of the MacBook Air, because that will bring it up to the same GPU cores that we have inside of this MacBook Pro right here.
Performance sounds killer, but what about those new features?
One of the most welcome quality of life upgrades here is the new webcam. The MacBook Air finally gets a 12 megapixel camera with center stage, and it's actually good. In video calls, you'll appear sharper and more evenly lit than on the old 720p or even 1080p webcams. The magic here is center stage. The camera uses machine learning to keep you centered in the frame as you move around.
The camera literally tracks to your face and also follows you around the room. You can also do a desk view mode too if you've used that. It's okay, but it's definitely a cool feature, the fact that you can just sort of show someone what you're doing on your desk.
This year, the good news is you can not only connect up to 2 6K displays, you can also keep your MacBook Air open. Basically, you get 3 displays. 4 if you have an iPad nearby. That means you can also use your MacBook Air's built-in keyboard and trackpad. That's all thanks to the M4 chip.
And there's one more reason for such good performance, that is the unified memory. 16 GB of unified memory in the base variant is a welcome upgrade. I think we all need to thank Apple Intelligence for that. And while we're on that topic, yes, this laptop does support Apple Intelligence and all the features that come along with it.
I think everyone has been complaining about the potential of Apple Intelligence lately, and I mean with a reason, because it's definitely way behind the competition.
Apple Intelligence as it is today is only just the beginning, but as more apps start to rely on a powerful NPU, you're going to care about the NPU as much as you care about a CPU and a GPU.
Upgrades to camera and connectivity are welcome. Any improvements on the battery life?
Apple is promising 15 hours of web browsing and 18 hours of video playback, which I can confirm is pretty accurate. My 15-inch MacBook Air lasted about 18 hours of video streaming last night.
And I just don't really see the battery drain unless I am actively exporting, rendering a video, or playing games. Otherwise, if I'm just typing words on this, it's like I can go to a coffee shop, type for 2 hours, and then the battery would just drain like 6%. It's crazy.
Even while doing heavy stuff like video editing, photo editing, or whatever, the battery life won't drop that much. Like if this laptop is charged to 100% or even 90%, I am confident that I can complete my entire YouTube video editing and the battery will still be like 20 or 30% left. That peace of mind is too good.
Battery is a win, but storage and value? Let's dig in.
256 GB of base storage, it is not enough. It is an SSD fast drive, but it should have been at least 512 GB considering 2025 standards. And as soon as you try to upgrade, that's where the value proposition kind of vanishes away, because that storage upgrade is very expensive.
And we have this debate every year on whether that's really enough, and I personally don't think it is. I think you can fill it up a lot faster than you think you would, and so at least get 512, but again, the 1 terabyte, for those who just want to have good peace of mind that you're not going to always have to clear out some space.
For most people, the MacBook Air M4 hits the sweet spot. It handles work, school, and creative tasks like a champ, and it looks good doing it. Unless you truly need the extra horsepower of a MacBook Pro for things like high-end workflows and specialized pro software, I'd say save your money and go with the Air. It is that good.
Can you actually order the base price spec and still be fine? I feel like for most people, the answer actually is yes. If you are in the market for a base machine though, I think if you don't plan on ever doing super high-end tasks, you can still consider the last gen. This is gonna sound familiar, but the last gen is also a really good deal. It has half that memory, 8 gigs, but it's $799 at Best Buy right now.
But personally, in my opinion, I think this is going to be right for majority of people. I'm going to say like 80% of people out there who want a Mac right now. This is going to be the perfect machine.
So what's the verdict on the M4 MacBook Air? It's a slam dunk for portability and power, with that M4 chip and 16 GB of base RAM making it a beast for most users. The new camera and display support are sweet bonuses, and battery life keeps you going all day. On the flip side, that 256 GB base storage is a tight squeeze. You might need to budget for an upgrade or external hard drives. Overall, it's still a stellar value at $999, especially if you don't need the pro-level grunt. Perfect for students, casual creators, and anyone who loves a sleek, reliable laptop. That's it for our ultimate roundup review of the M4 MacBook Air. Find full videos down below and subscribe for more re-reviews where we watch all the reviews so you don't have to.